In this tutorial, we're going to take a look at bulk product changes, previously called mass product adjustment. Let's go ahead and get started so we learn about what this screen does. First, we're going to click on our web stores, and that's going to take us to a listing of all of our stores. In this case, we only have one. And then we're going to go ahead and edit that web store by clicking on the piece of paper with a pencil on it. Now at the top of our Change Store screen, we have all these different icons. One of those icons is called Bulk Product Changes, and it looks like a little calculator. Let's go ahead and click there. Now what bulk product changes allow you to do is it allows you to make changes to many products simultaneously. Instead of changing prices on products one by one, or changing certain aspects of products one by one, you can actually change groups of products. Let's go ahead and talk about the different sections of this screen. The first section is Current Web Store. This is simply the web store that any changes we make, they're going to apply to this particular store. If you have multiple web stores, this is just a good idea to double check that you're making the changes to the correct store. The next section says Product Selection Criteria. I'm going to go ahead and highlight this with my mouse. Product Selection Criteria selects which products inside your system you're going to make these changes to. So you can sub-select products by supplier, by product status, product family, or even do a wildcard search. For example, let's take for instance the supplier RB Fabrication. If I want to work with only RB Fabrication's products, I simply select RB Fabrication from the list. This is going to tell the bulk product change system to only apply these changes that we're going to make later on to RB Fabrication products. But in addition to that, I only want to work with RB Fabrication's acrylic awards. So if RB Fabrication has any other types of awards that are not acrylic awards, then the changes we're going to make will not apply to those products. In addition, my wildcard search allows me to search the product name and product description field for keywords. In this case, let's say the change I want to make is only going to be to RB Fabrication acrylic awards that had the word star somewhere inside the product name or product description. The next section is Set Product Values To. Now on each product we have a supplier, production days, volume discount schedules, product families, product status, whether or not the product is taxable or not, the order in increments of, minimum order quantity, whether or not to hide special instructions, whether or not to hide personalization text. So I can make changes to all of the RB Fabrication acrylic awards that had the word star, and let's say maybe I want to set the order in increments of to 5. What this means is that all RB Fabrication acrylic awards that had the word star must be ordered in increments of 5, i.e. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and so on. The minimum order quantity, maybe you have to order 25 of them before we take the order. So maybe I'm going to set the minimum order quantity for all these products to 25. That basically will set the fact that the order must be at least 25 products, but can only be ordered in 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, and so on. In addition, I can insert some product description text before the product description that's already there. All of the ShopKart products have product descriptions, but maybe I want to add something. Maybe I'd like to add a little statement that says, please contact us if you would like any special customizations on this product. So then all RB Fabrication acrylic awards that had the word star will also get this sentence inserted before the product description that is already there. I can also insert some product description at the end of the text. I'm going to put, we appreciate your business and look forward to assisting you with your awards and trophy needs. So now I have some product description text that's going to insert at the beginning of what's currently there, as well as some text that's going to insert at the end. Now I'm going to scroll down a little bit further because this is how we set our product pricing. And this is in the product details selection and set criteria. So in here, what we're basically doing is we're saying all products that cost you as a retailer $0 to $5, increase the price maybe 100%. An increase of 100% takes a $10 item and increases it to where the retail price is $20. Additional cost allows me to cover any additional charges that I need to incorporate into the product price. For instance, maybe I don't stock any of these products, therefore I want to cover an inbound shipping charge, and I might add an extra $2 to cover the inbound shipping. But I also want to specify what my minimum profit is. So for all products that are $0 to $5, increase it 100%, add $2 cost. In addition to that, make sure I at least make a $10 profit. Set product weight allows me to set the weight of the product. Maybe I'm going to say that each of these acrylic awards is 0.1 pounds. However, all products that are $5.01 to $10, maybe I'm only going to increase the price of those products maybe 98%. And I'm going to add an additional $2.20 to my cost with a minimum profit of say $11. And I'm going to set the product weight to maybe 0.15. All products that are $10.01 to $25, I might increase the the price by say 75%. I'm going to add an additional cost of $3 with a minimum profit of $15. And then I'm going to set the product weight to 0.2 pounds. All products that are $25.01 to $50, increase it by 50%. Additional cost $5 and a minimum profit of $20. Set the weight of the product to 0.3 pounds. And then all products that are $50 in cost to $100 in cost, increase it maybe only 45%, add an additional cost of $8 for inbound shipping, and then I want to make at least a $30 profit. Set the product weight to maybe 0.5 pounds. Now let's talk a little bit more about product weight. If I don't want to make any change to the product weight, simply leave it blank. So in this case, RB Fabrication has been very good about providing the weights of the products. So I'm going to actually leave all the product weights blank because we already know the product weights are in there. So I'm going to go ahead and remove those back out. And as long as it has a blank in the product weight field, then the weights will not change. Over to the right, we also have a little bit more information on cost start and cost end, and it kind of gives some examples of what we've just talked about. Let's scroll down to the next section. The next section is how you tell ShopKart how you want the rounding to occur. Of course, after we take a particular product and we multiply it by a percentage, it's going to need to be rounded either up, down, to its nearest nickel, or so forth. So from the pull-down list, I have a selection of nearest 1/20th of a dollar, 1/10th of a dollar, a $0.25, $0.5, or a whole dollar. Or I could just have it set the cent portion of the price to a flat 88 cents, 83 cents, 77 cents, so forth. In our case here, for our example, we're going to say round it to the nearest nickel. Pre-pinned characters allows me to pre-pin some characters to the beginning, insert some bogus characters into the middle, and append characters at the end. Now the question is, why would I want to do this? Well, you want to make sure your product numbers are unique for your ShopKart site so that somebody who comes across your site and sees a particular product that you offer, they don't take that product number and copy and paste it into a search engine in order to find any of your competitors that offer the same price. So, I might go ahead and put in a bogus character at the beginning of PK, and then maybe I'm going to insert the letter X at position 4 inside the product number, and I might put the letter Z at the very end. So whatever product number is already there for the product, it'll change those product numbers to where PK is the first two characters of the product number, and then it'll insert the letter X at position 4 of the current product number, and put the letter Z at the end. Scan for and replace allows me to scan for text inside my product descriptions and replace it with other text. For instance, maybe I want to replace the word acrylic with the word lucite. So I can just simply type in acrylic as the scan for and replace with is lucite. Now this is very important at this point. We have two buttons at the bottom. One button says preview and the other button says process and update products. It is extremely important that you always preview the changes that are going to be made. What preview does is it allows you to take a look at what changes ShopKart's about to make, but it doesn't actually make those changes to the database. And that's important because you could have made some errors in your pricing, or maybe you've scanned for and you've replaced some text that you really didn't mean to do, or maybe there are some products that you had imported that may have been categorized as acrylic, but technically they weren't. Maybe they were a medallion. And of course you don't want those changes to apply. So definitely click on preview first. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and click preview. Now what this is going to do is it's going to show us all the changes that we requested. Now notice, remember, the product selection criteria was to select only RB Fabrication products that were acrylic awards and that had the word star in it. So these are all the products that met that criteria. If you notice here, we've also, in our product description, it has that text, please contact us if you would like any special customizations on this product. In addition to that, we also have the text that we requested at the end, which says, we appreciate your business and look forward to assisting you with your awards. Notice that our order in increments of is now set to 5, and our minimum order quantity is 25. Let's take a look at what it did to our product numbers. Here's the product number after it's made the change. Notice it put the PK at the very beginning of the product number, and then RBST are the next 4 characters, but then it inserted a bogus character letter X. And then it picked up with AR-S, but then it inserted at the very end the letter Z. So when anybody come across your website and they take this product number and copy and paste it into a search engine, it'll be very difficult for them to shop and compare prices. And of course you don't want your products being shopped out elsewhere. But I'm going to scroll down here and I'm just going to take a look. And I'm so far really happy with the changes. It also took and applied my markup. So here's my unit cost, here's my unit price, and here's my profit. And once I'm completely satisfied with all the changes, at that point in time, I can go all the way to the bottom, and then I can click on Process and Update. But if you notice, we can also make some changes at the bottom. Maybe I'm not happy with the percentages that it increased. Maybe I want to take all of my $0 to $5 and increase it 200%. And then I want to increase my $5.01 to $10 range, maybe 180%. So I still can make changes to my products that I've requested and preview it again. And you can keep going through this process over and over and over and keep clicking on preview in order to see the changes it's going to make. Once you're completed and you're satisfied with the changes, simply scroll to the bottom, click on Process and Update Products. At that point in time, when you click on Process and Update Products, the changes will actually be made to the database and will be live on your website. This concludes the tutorial on bulk product changes.